Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Viaren, and today I am bringing you a Garuda electricity build. Now, everyone wanted a Garuda build because it is the best damaging ship out there right now. However, this build will work on something with more survivability, maybe a snow, maybe a bark, whatever you feel comfortable with. You will lose a bit of DPS. However, you will gain a bit of survivability. So it's a decent trade-off for me, especially if you're in tier 2. Also, what we're going to do, because I haven't got the Ascension modules to keep ascending all these weapons to do these builds, I know exactly which Ascensions I'm going for, which perks I'm going for. So I'm just going to tell you which perks that I'm going to be getting and why I'm going to get them and how it's going to enhance the ship or the build as a whole. So we're going to go, we don't have to go to the ship, right? We're going to hold the circle to look at the ship here. And I have called this one Thor's Thunder. Don't know why. I think it just suited the electric lightning aesthetic. And if we go on manage ship here, we'll have a look at the weapons. So expect a lot of electricity and a lot of lightning weapons and furniture. Armor is different, and I'll get into that. So first, we've got a Divine Thunder. The reason we got a Divine Thunder is because on the front of the weapon, I like to hit them weak points, and this has Piercing 2 with a weak point damage of 259% with no enhancements on it, which is just absolutely vital when it comes to hitting weak points. Also, the actual ability that it has is a mystical weapon that unleashes lightning when hitting weak points, as if from the more of an ancient storm beast. So as you can see, it's basically designed for weak points, and we've also got a Divine Thunder on the back just to hit any weak points that are in a convoy that we're taking down, or whatever it is we're doing. Maybe we're taking down a fort, and what I like to do when I'm taking down a fort is basically keep constantly rotating the ship so I can use all of the weapons that I've got at my disposal. So I'll just be spinning around in a circle using the front weapons, the side, the back, the side, the front, the side, the back, the side. And that's basically how I like to take down forts. But as you can see, Divine Thunder on the back and Divine Thunder on the front. And this is for weak point and electric purposes. As you can see, hits to a target weak point have a 35% chance to summon a devastating lightning strike that deals 3,000 damage. And we are also going to buff the lightning / electric, that comes off these weapons. And on the sides, we are going to go for the Heaven's Mandate, which is basically the electric version of the Culverin. Crafted from the scales of a shadowy beast, this elegant cannon has the power to summon lightning upon your foes. So as you can see, we've got the 6 gun ports and all that good stuff. We don't care about that. If a target is afflicted with the Storm-Struck status effect, hits have 15% chance to summon a devastating lightning strike. So if you're hitting your weak points and getting that Storm-Struck on them, or you're hitting your lightning damage, these will basically be buffed and they will summon a lightning strike of their own, and we've got them on both of the sides as well. These are pretty much no-brainers. I think everyone uses these together. I do see a lot of Divine Thunders on the front, back, and the sides. However, I don't like putting something for weak points on the sides. I like shooting the weak points off from the front, and then I'll use these to basically deal some extra damage, because the weak points are not going to be there forever. So if you've got Divine Thunders on the sides of your ship, you're not shooting at weak points, so you're not summoning that lightning strike because there's no weak points. That's where the Culverin is going to come in. And also, we have the Eye of Heaven. Because this is another lightning weapon, every target hit causes a lightning arc to strike the nearest enemy within 150 meters. So it's more electric damage. We've got a bunch of blast damage and even more electric damage. As you can see, damage per shot is 11,000, and we have 2,500 lightning damage. This is a mental auxiliary. It's amazing for this build. We have got an enhancement there. I don't know why we're not running that, so we are going to run that real quick. But as you can see on here, we've got Diet Electric. So a lot of people don't seem to talk about resistances. Now, you can make an explosive build, you can make a flooding build, you can make a burning build. However, there has to be something extra that that build is giving you. For example, with the burning, you get the survivability of being healed by the actual cannons. The flooding, not so sure right now. I haven't really got into a flooding build. And the explosive is a build that I'm currently working on the schooner. However, the explosive, the flooding, and the burning on the resistances of like bosses or main ships at Houston or whatever it might be, them three resistances are usually pretty high, which is why electric just hits so hard. So if you don't need the survivability of the Nashcars and the heliports, I would say go for an electric build because it is definitely more damage. Now we're going to look at the armor. I absolutely love Buccaneer's Oath. Boosts offense and defense after sinking a foe. Destroying a target confers the blood and gold status on your ship, which increases weapon damage and armor by 25%. Again, I absolutely love this weapon, whether it's for the armor, whether it's for the weapon damage. It's incredible. Love it. And I use it on a lot of builds. However, you could go with the Black Prince, which provides you with some survivability after your health is less than 33%. You get this from Blackwood, or you can buy it from Sherlock, but you would have had to craft some gin or some rum that you can do in your Helm distillery / laboratory. I'm not sure which one it is that he charges. But you could go Phoenix Crest. There is a lightning one if I can find it. I think it's Celestial Dance. So bracing charges a lightning attack that will chain up to 4 targets and deal a maximum of 1600 electric damage per target. The longer bracing is held, the more powerful the attack, and the further the lightning will reach. Again, so it goes really well with this build, with this ship. However, I absolutely love Buccaneer's Oath, and look at them resistances. You got 20 explosive, 15 flooding, 20 burning, and 20 on piercing. Whereas if we look at Celestial, I mean, there's not many things that do electric damage, but we've got electric, we've got piercing, we've got a small amount on the other three. So for me, Buccaneer's Oath is definitely the best one. That's just my opinion. It's all subjective. Whatever armor looks good for you, but I would recommend that one, especially for the damage boost and the extra armor. Next, we're going to look into the furniture. So I've got these mixed up. The major furniture is like number 5. So we'll go through all of them in order. But first, we've got the copper fastening station. Increases secondary damage of electric weapons by 15% and the range of electric weapons by 8%. Absolute no-brainers. It's going to go well with the build. Next, we're going to go charge stores. Triggering Storm Struck on a target increases next attack damage by 50% and increases electric damage at the bottom. We don't really care about the ablaze. However, it does increase the electric damage at the bottom there, which is why we have it. And next, we've got increases charge rate of Storm Struck status effect on a target by 8% and increases the duration as well. Amber Station, really, really vital for this build. If you don't know where to get any of these, make sure you are checking your codex. The codex will tell you where to get everything. Again, we've got a cannonball charging station, and as you can see, if you read the buffs there, because I don't want to read anymore, honestly. However, these are really important because it's Stormstruck again. Not so much for the punctured status effect, but Stormstruck it is, and that's why we have it. Next, we got the Tuling's Guidance. This is for hitting weak points. It increases the damage dealt by the next weak point hit within 8 seconds by 30%, which is vital, especially them ships that have all the weak points down the side. Increases damage to weak points with front weapons. That's why we've got the Divine Thunders on the front. And then it reduces the reload time of the front weapons by 7% as well. Really, really important furniture. Again, if you don't know where to get this, check your codex. The codex will tell you. Next, we opted for some survivability, so we have gone beam supports, increases max hull health by 7% and armor rating by 7%. We did have something else on here originally. Now, if I can find, it was high velocity. It was definitely high velocity kegs. So this is what we had on, but it's not really needed. I mean, piercing weapons are basically your divine thunders, but honestly, it's not needed. Them divine thunders can take out weak points within like 2 pops, and it'll be fine. You don't need the extra piercing damage. Up for more survivability, and that will look after you while you're on the seas. So after that, don't forget, sorry guys, that to come here and upgrade your ship if you haven't already. Always upgrade your ships. As you can see, I've got a lot of ships, but these are all called collectors, so I'll get to them whenever I get to them. But as we can see, we've got Thor's Thunder here, which is the one we're on. We need a scale and a skin. So for me to upgrade that to the next level, which I want to say is maxed, I'm not fully sure. I think the next level is maxed. I'm going to need to get myself a scale, get myself skin, and I believe they are refined versions of that at the refinery. So if we go to the refinery here, and we have a look, we're looking for the skin and the scale. So there it is. What it's going to take, it's going to take 3 and 2 stones. That's going to take 3 and 2 stones. So I'm going to be able to craft 2 of these bad boys. And then these, I'm not going to be able to craft any because I need 3 of the scales and I have 2. So I'm not going to be able to craft any of them. However, this is where you get in enhanced refined materials. If you didn't know, I'll do a video on all this at some point in the future. But make sure you do upgrade your ship. And also, if the Garuda isn't for you, if you're picky like me and you don't like ships that have 2 sails, like this ship reminds me of like one of them paper boats. And it just doesn't look good, which is why I usually opt for the snow. That and the fact that the survivability on the snow is just out of this world. But that is everything for this video, guys. That is the Garuda build. That is the build that basically does the most damage in the entire game. It will work on the bark. It will work on the snow. Whatever ship you prefer, it'll work. You'll just lose some DPS from the actual Garuda buff. But let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new and you want to make your way back to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.